So I'm a little bit happier now because it started to look kind of good from some angles. And from most angles it's looking good. And if we add the eyeballs now, the eyeballs inside, it will probably start to look pretty nice. So for the eyeballs, I will have to tell you some things. Let's just move this area here because it looks strange. Eyeballs. The eyeball is around 2.5 centimeters in diameter. Let's make one. Append. And I will tell you how it will fit into the head. So this now is around 7 or 8 centimeters, so it's big. This one, most people think that this is the width or the diameter of the normal eyeball. Probably it's not. Let's see. So one eye, we know, fits into the width of the head 5 times. The eyeballs, though, fit like 6 times at least. Why? Why is that? Because the eye, if you notice, let's see here, the eyes, we have eyes here, they fit, you see, they have this part, and the eyeball is between them, and it's smaller than the eye appears in the normal view. So the eyeball inside is smaller. Probably that doesn't concern most of you who are artists which are just drawing, but the sculptures, they need to pay attention to this. So since the eyeball is 2.5 centimeters in width, around 1 inch, and the width of the head is around 6 inches, sometimes even 7, but yeah. And the eyeballs most of the time are identical in size, but we don't know that. You have to check it out yourself if you want. And all the things that I'm telling you here, if I'm not showing you a real person and I'm not showing you that on a real person, probably you shouldn't believe. But you see, the eyeball is finishing around this area and the eye is continuing more like 3 or 5 millimeters, the optical vision of an eye, the thing we draw, you know, as an eye. And in the female, eyes appear even bigger because of the eyelashes and the makeup, and they appear much bigger, you know, but they are almost the same. And since the female head is smaller than the male, it appears bigger. And our ears still are bugging me. They are completely wrong. Not completely, but they are wrong from this view. That don't look good. So we have to push this. This is not an angle here. It has to go fluidly down. This should go maybe a little bit up. And this thing should be sharp. Yeah, sometimes little things, but we have to do it. And then inflate this area, and we are kind of good. You see, yeah, not bad ears. I mean, not the best ears ever, but not the worst also. Yeah. So eyeball. Let's make this 1. I cannot see it. 2. They have to touch a little bit. 3, and then I will make 3 more. Very nice. So this will be, wow, you see, this width of the eye is far too big. So what do? We are going to make them smaller, of course. Smaller until they fit the width of the head a little bit. So the eye is this small. I'm making it a little bit bigger than, you know, than it has to, because even for me this looks too small, but probably it's not. We'll see. Now the eyes of our character could be on the wrong place, but we will see that. We always can change that. Auto groups, take just one and they'll hidden. So we have this eyeball here. So one of the most common mistakes, even in professionals, is to make the eyeball, when sculpting, to make it super big. and not super big. The people are making it because they are thinking it's around this size, but you have to measure it, or you have to be making it a lot of times with measurement, and then you probably would be able to guess around how big is it. And it's kind of, my measure is like a little bit smaller than or around the size of the nose. Okay, and this front part of the nose, this part of the nose, and in this case it's smaller than that, I think. Yeah, it's smaller, but what to do? 2.5 centimeters. And the iris inside the eye, let's mirror this to have two eyes. It's better to have two eyes than one eye. It's always is the case, by the way. That's one of the most wise things that you will hear from me in this course. What I noticed from this view, for example, is that our fat tissue here above the eye is a little bit too much. It shouldn't protrude that much. It should be like flush and going down. So we have to be careful about that. Sometimes I'm just like, yeah, fat, yeah, very nice, very nice. And when I see it from here, see, what? No. That's not good. Everything has to have a purpose in life. So now the eyes are looking very, 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 very small. But that's your fault. Yeah, we will we'll have to just make the eye go like this. Eyelids, I'm making them fat. I mean thick, you see? They're pretty thick, and they have to have same thickness all over, and it has to be for a 3D model or not only digital model, but whatever model, they has to have this kind of a thickness on them. When you draw them, do whatever, but when you sculpt them, you have to make this kind of a thickness. And the upper side can always will have this kind of a crease, except on Asians, on Asian females or males. This crease, I think it's not existent. That's why they look like their eyes are, I don't know how it's in English, like stretched, maybe. Because when you stretch your eyes and it just loses this, I'm not sure. But we don't care about that anymore. Stop talking about this. It will be a racist thing if I completely, it's not, but all people are different, and many people can take it in a, wrong way. That's completely normal. So these eyes now are looking not bad, although what I'm seeing is we have to have one eye distance between the edge of this eye and the end of the skull, and that's kind of, yeah, let's see. Oh, let's see. One eye, do we have? Maybe they're too close together. But that's not exactly super bad. Oh, yes, they are completely fine, I think. They are very, very fine. So the distance between this corner of the eye and the end of the skull, the widest part of the skull, will be a little bit less than one eye. If you want to make it one eye, be my guest. But for example, let me show you one thing. If we make, and we have to make probably, eyelids, they will just make this area black here. And we will make also makeup in the bottom part. Then we'll make a little bit of a makeup in the top part, like a shadow, and it's looking fine. And then we'll make, of course, some eyelashes, which on a female are higher than the male, and also they look like this. Ooh, scary. But not too bad. And then we'll have, of course, a little bit of a makeup in this area, but not too much, because now it's too much. And also we probably will have a better lower lip, because now our lower lip is completely disgrace because it's sharp, and I don't like it to be sharp. It's, you know, it's, you see, it's like sharp. So let's make it more flat. Not flat, but more angular. Less angular. Let's make something with it. So now it's looking also super bad. Let's try to do it better. So from the side view, it doesn't look good. It has to be fluid. Has to look fine. I will even smooth it. I will go that far away and I will smooth it. Let's I don't like to make the lower lip so much as a sharp borders, to have sharp borders, because it doesn't look very nice. But I have to do it here a little bit, and on the side, here on the side, you don't have that sharp of a borders. I mean, here you have, below the lip, you have a very deep inward, and here in this side, no, not so much. You even probably could do it like this, without any border at all. And it's looking kind of good, but if we put a little bit border inward and one outward, just smooth them, maybe we can kind of do it and make some detail just for fun, and it will suddenly be kind of nice. So you see, now we are starting to do it. Remember to do this kind of thing. So the fat tissue in here, I don't know if it's exactly fat, but it looks like some kind of swelling there, and it's looking very nice. It's ending here, and then we have this kind of a place in there, you see? And then below the eye, below the bottom eyelid, we have most of the time some thin indentation also, that from the side view looks like this. And also from the side view, notice that the upper eyelid should be, like here, above the lower eyelid. So from the side view, it will be in front of it. I mean, in front, not above. It's above, of course, but it will be in front of the lower eyelid, which is fine. And also here you see this 100% thing is the eyeball inside the eye. And this 50% is the iris. And this iris is 50% of the whole diameter of the eye. And we will probably have to make it. Do we have time? Yes, we have. So, cornea. Cornea pushes outward and changes the eyelid shape. Okay, we will make it push outward. Yeah, I will guarantee you that. So, let's do that. Let's enter this thing. First, I don't want this to be that big. Here. This is the corner of the eye in the inner part. And this is the corner on the outer part. Sometimes if you want more cat eyes, you should just lift the outer corner a little bit up. But from the side view, it should look like a triangle a little bit. So, like this and this. Triangle. Let me show you. This and this. And then the upper eyelid should have its, thing. And of course, here we will have most likely some eyelashes, and here also some eyelashes. And the eye will just swell a little bit here, and this will be a corner, maybe even the upper eyelid will go a little bit continue, and then we'll have this form of the lower eyelid, so the thickness of it here, and then below it we go deeper, and then we go down like this. Hopefully everything is completely clear. I think it is. The nose has very strange shape. I will have to fix it. It's not looking good. The nose is very, very, smooth in females. Females. Yeah, I'm always wondering what is the plural for female. Females probably. Because for woman is women, for female is females. It's not like, I don't know. I did a little bit of work on the nose without telling you, but don't worry. Let's go to the eyes and try to make them. So, not try, just make them. So, we want a little bit more resolution, so I divide it once. And then, let's see, we are working on one eye. Symmetry, okay. Now, mask an area which is approximately the 50% of the diameter of the eye. And be careful not to make it too small. Has to be pretty big. So like this. It's not exactly circular, but I think it's kind of good. Yeah, we can use even circular masks in some programs, but for now we don't need. So I will invert the mask and then inflate this because we want to have this kind of inflation. Not money inflation though. That's not good. That's completely not good. You don't want big inflation. We had a very big inflation in my country back in the 90s. It was amazing. Like some people were having savings in the bank, for example. And I will tell you that until I make this good. I'll smoothing just, and yeah, it's indentation like this. So my grandfather and grandmother had their savings in the bank. I will just invert the mask. And for like 5 years or even less, in the beginning their savings were enough to buy like a very nice car. I mean, good car. Like equal to $20,000 in these times, for example, in which a second hand you can get a decent car. After the inflation finished, their money were enough to buy one TV, for example, so equal to $1,000. So it was at least 20 times. They were having at least 20 times less money, basically, and the money were the same, but the value was so much down. Amazing. Okay, so invert the mask, and now we will make her eyes. So what eyes could we make her? Let's make them like gray, green something type. Or bluish, but not so much. But first I like to do the darker color. So dark and not so desaturated color I will do. So I will fill this. And now I need more resolution, so I'll Control D to add more resolution, and I will start with my alpha brush to draw. Basically, we'll have to draw here with the lighter color, maybe like this, and I will just do this. Easy, nothing to worry about. Just do this, and don't worry about this middle part because we will cover it at the end with black. Of course, and we have to consider a few things here while we're making this. Now I did this, it's fine. I will do with very much lighter color just the bottom part. Why? Because the form of the eye inside is concave. It's like inside, and this glassy part is going outward, but the eye inside it is like this. So when the light is falling from above, only the bottom part catches the more of the light. So the bottom part is more lit, like this. And the upper part is not so much. So I will make it a little bit darker, and also I will put artificial shadow there. You will see. You will see everything. A little bit more like whitish, very much thinking here. And I'm kind of happy with the result. Let's put the black part in the middle. How big it should be? However you feel like it should be. Like this. Why not? Maybe she is on the sun and her iris is a little bit small, which is completely normal. I'll continue doing this, and we are basically kind of done. of course I will go and I will make a toy plastic material here in ZBrush is the best for eyes in my opinion, and I will fill this with this material, and then you'll see, oops, too much, ZBrush is saving. Thank you ZBrush for saving, it's cool. You see, now she's having eyes, but they're looking like she's like this. Glass look. So if we want her to look better with those eyes, we have to make shadow on those eyes, and you will have to endure a little bit more work. This upper eyelid is not very good, it's not thick enough in this area. Why is everything so light? Maybe? Okay. So what I can do, I go to the eye, I will take the, my alpha brush, which is basically the brush that I poly paint with, and it has to be RGB on. I will dial down the RGB intensity, and I will go with some darker brownish color, but dark. And don't worry about everything else, I will just make few lines in the eye, above here, and maybe even black will be nice. So you see, this is the artificial shadow that I was talking about. I'm making this because ZBrush cannot express exactly the shadow and how it works, so we have to make it. You see, now her look is not like so much. She's kind of start look almost nice. But those things, I don't like them too much. Around the mouth, we should just dial them down a bit. Because she's looking like a little bit, not so much. Not so good, I mean not so much. She's looking not so much. What? No problem. I like girls who are looking not so much. Okay, now she's looking kind of fine. I'm trying to see her from any angle. Of course, when we put some hair on her, she will look a bit better. But with eyes, obviously, she's looking kind of nice. From afar, we have to put her eyebrows. This is just a mask. It's not a real eyebrows. I mean, I'm not poly painting, I'm just masking. We have to put some makeup, a little bit, like on the side here. I had a girlfriend back in the days, one of my first girlfriends, and she liked to make her eyeline a little bit on the side like this, and it was looking pretty nice. Yeah, memories. She's kind of looking good, although I have few things I don't like about her, but probably we will fix them in the next videos, or we will stay, we will leave her like this. It doesn't matter too much. Probably the upper lip should have more work on it to be more full and nicer looking. Maybe she has to have also some teeth, just a little teeth showing, but we'll see. For now, see you in the next video.